Here comes a new challenger!
Hello there everyone, and welcome to, well, the Nerfs video. In this one we're going to be covering two characters as examples of how to not do nerfs and how to do nerfs, right? In the case of Mega Man, you know what, I forgot to put control, but let's have him taunt. There you go. You should have had the from Marvel vs. Capcom, if you know which taunt I'm referencing. Anyways, let's talk about these two characters, shall we? So, Pichu got done bad back in 3.1. 3.1 killed Pichu in one patch single-handedly. You have characters like Palutena, who got nerfed in one patch and nerfed in the most recent patch. Overall, in my opinion, because of those two patches, right, things like down throw and her grab being nerfed, like her down throw was nerfed in a previous patch, and then they nerfed her grab range, her standing grab range, right? They nerfed just like a couple moves. I can't remember off the top of my head, but like they made dash attack laggier, right? They made fair laggier. So over the course of those nerfs, while they have been positive nerfs, because Palutena is still a good character, you could make the argument she's not the best character in the game anymore. Obviously, most people would say Pikachu. I truly believed Palu was the best character in the game. But now, because they nerfed some of her stronger tools, she's a little less top tier. However, some of you may be wondering, why am I not using Wario as an example? Well, that's because Wario was not done as bad as Pichu. Believe it or not. Wario, in a couple patches with like a couple nerfs, a character, Joker got nerfed in 2 patches. The nerfs still aren't as bad as what they did to Pichu. All right, it was so bad that in the most recent patch they had to revert what they done, right, and basically reduce the damage Pichu does to himself on certain moves. Not all of the moves that they killed, but a good number of moves, right? And they gave his Nair intangibility at the start, right, the sweet spot. That's nice, as you can see there. There it is. There's the ears. But Pichu's still not gonna be played as much. I'm gonna tell you why. It's because they nerfed the damage, or they upped the damage, which is a nerf, to Pichu's T-Jolt. Right? His down smash, one of his better moves, didn't get a damage decrease. Back here, another strong tool, F-Tilt. They didn't bring that back. F-Tilt used to be a very strong move for Pichu. 2 framed. Was great at ledge trapping. Killed. Not only does 2 of those things, but without the threat of killing, it's just not as scary, which means Pichu can't really condition you to do certain options anymore, as well as he used to be. You see what I'm getting at? Top that off with Pichu being practically a rushdown character that can zone, but he can camp, but he can't really, because if he camps too much, he's going to put himself in a terrible position. And you got a character who is single-handedly destroyed in a single patch. A single patch. They upped his hurt box, right? They increased his shield, but they upped his hurt box. They did a lot to Pichu. A lot of things that Pichu didn't deserve. The game was still early at that point. You know, we only had, that was like what, the 3rd patch we've gotten, which was 3.1, and it was after Joker came out. And they did Pichu dirty. This character, you won't see that often anymore. Outside of Pichu enthusiasts, maybe Void might pick him back up a little bit, right? Like tournaments, if offline ever comes back, right? Pichu was done dirty in a single patch, and the patch they just did to buff him isn't gonna fix him. The nerfs were too much. It isn't just a matter of, you know, like, sure, side B does damage, but really, out of all the moves he got damage decreases, the only one that's really relevant is up B. That's it. That's the only move in which the damage reduction was really relevant. because he takes 1.8 every time he up Bs. What is that? But like forward throw, you're like, what's forward throw gonna do? If you want a combo, you got this one. If you want a combo, you got this one. If you want a combo, you know, you got this one. This character was gutted horribly compared to other characters. Like, people want to complain about Wario, but they have not seen Pichu. Meanwhile, Mega Man here is sitting pretty. Mega Man got nerfed a bunch at early Ultimate, but not because he was super broken, but because he was super broken. And I don't mean broken as in good, but he was good. I mean broken as in there was a bunch of glitches with him. Things like item infinites while still being in Leaf Shield. Things like being able to throw items while still in Leaf Shield. Being able to, you know, cancel Leaf Shield. All this sort of crazy stuff with Leaf Shield for whatever reason just didn't work. They changed the way the moves work from Smash 4. And it's like, it's a menace of a move now, right? Mega Man, currently, is considered a top tier gatekeeper to top tier at this point. Before, he was just definitively top tier, but the nerfs that he had gotten affected the character, you know? There was the nerf that it was universal, where projectiles did less shield damage. This affected Mega Man because now he couldn't really poke you with pellets as well, but he was still a very strong character with really good zoning, you know? Could annoy you, can keep you away. His pellets had more priority than most moves, than most projectiles in the game, right? And even if you get close, Mega Man will constantly push you away and annoy you, condition you, all this sort of stuff. So despite Mega Man's nerfs, Mega Man's still considered a good character. Mega Man still has crazy things about him. Metal Blade setups, shield break setups, alright, 0 to death setups from a shield break, which he gets shield breaks pretty easily if you know what you're doing, right? Plus some block down here, right? Crazy nonsense this character has, alright? Mega Man is the perfect example of how you nerf a character. You don't nerf, right, things that make them, how do I say, good? You don't nerf their strengths or nerf their weaknesses. You just nerf out the glitches, right? The stuff that shouldn't be working as intended. And you leave the characters as is. In my personal opinion, when it comes to patches at this point, I feel characters should have more buffs than nerfs. Yes, this most recent patch, we got a bunch of nerfs for a bunch of characters. Wario got gutted. He's literally now just worse Mario. I know he has WAF setups. He's still worse Mario. Palutena, you can't argue her to be the best character in the game anymore. Joker's nerfs didn't really affect him. This patch, like this most recent patch, it didn't really affect him. It just affected Jokers who like spamming counters. But I guess side B used to be spammable, now it's not anymore. So that is one downside. But still, Joker's so strong character. A lot of the characters who have been nerfed have been good nerfs. Because characters like Mega Man over here are still considered good. Palutena, still considered good. The characters like Wario and Pichu, I mean, people are gonna have to look again. You know what I mean? It's like, are they good? Ooh, I don't know if I want to play them over another character. I mentioned before in one of my videos that in Smash Ultimate, there's a power creep, or maybe I didn't mention that, but I'll explain it here anyways. And in terms of Smash, because there are so many characters, there are obviously going to be some characters that share the similar game plan as another character. Let's use Wario as an example. Wario is a perfect example. Wario is literally just a worse frame data version of Mario, right? Same gimmicks, but he's just a heavier, worse Mario, right? With pretty good air acceleration, right? You know what Wario had? He had a comeback mechanic. Something Mario didn't have. Unless you had platforms, right? Like tri-plats. Then you had a comeback factor. But, jokes aside, Wario had a comeback mechanic. He could guarantee a stock loss off of a single hit and proper reaction. Wario, while still worse Mario, Wario, you know, he was so strong. But now, because it's hard to get waft combos, and they gutted up tilt. Now, what's the point of playing Wario over Mario? Or with Pichu? Why would you play Pichu over Pika when Pika's obviously the safer option? Yeah, Pichu kills. So does Pichu. So does Pika. I'm getting tired of like Pichu, whatever. But you know what I'm getting at? There's no point in these characters. And the worst part is that they don't even compensate for the nerfs. Wario just got nerfed. There's no buffs trying to give him a different game plan. Right? Say with Luigi, as an example, if Luigi's grab got nerfed, but they buffed other things about his moveset, so that way you aren't just solely focused on the grab, or whatever, that can make that character unique, more unique than he actually is. They did it with Ike. Ike, what they do? They nerfed his Nair, his strongest tool, but they buffed a bunch of other things. And those other things made Ike a strong character, right? Who isn't just linear to one thing. He isn't stuck to one thing being his Nair. But Pichu over here got nerfed with no returns up until recently, and even then, the only one that really matters is this and this, right? Wario got nerfs, no returns. Palu just keeps getting nerfed without any returns, outside of like Smash Dash having more knockback. Joker. While those characters are still good, you have cases like Pichu and Wario where they just nerf them to oblivion, then they don't do anything with them. They just leave them like that. When you nerf a character, in my opinion, I think what you should do is that if a character's way too strong or over-reliant on one thing, nerf that one thing that they're over-reliant on and buff everything else. So that way you aren't just focused on that one aspect, right? That's my opinion on nerfs. And Ultimate as a whole when it comes to patches. Me personally, I hope they change a lot of what they're doing with Ultimate, but I highly doubt it. I don't really think that we're gonna get crazy patches like we did in Smash 4 where characters literally got speed changes, airspeed changes, all this sort of stuff. I don't think we're ever gonna get that. But it's still, you know, it's still something to dream about, right? But with that all being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. These two videos were kind of like a rant, you could say, on my opinions on Ultimate's buffs and nerfs. And if you wish to watch the buffs video, then you can watch it in the outro. Alright, it'll be linked in the outro. With that all being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care of yourself, and as always, have an amazing rest of your day. Take care, and be safe. See ya!
I'm coming through, partner, we can do this right. You're the fire, I'm the wind tonight. Burning dread, haha.